This mine is too big and it can't be built.
This is not an environmentally okay thing to do.
The Pebble Mine fight's been going on for 20 years, and it pits two huge industries in Alaska head to head. You've got the largest salmon fishery in the world, and you've got this huge mine project.
A few months ago, I joined WWF in Southwest Alaska, an area that has one of the world's most productive marine ecosystems. From our base across Cook Inlet in Homer, we travelled to witness the largest salmon migration in the world, and an area that includes Bristol Bay, a place on the front lines of the fight against the international mining industry.
So here's the issue. Underneath the ground in this area is one of the largest copper reserves anywhere in the world. I mean, you have natural resources like that, you have people that want to mine it. Around 20 years ago, the first group of miners put together a proposal to start pulling this out of the land, and it was rejected. But recently, the EPA have fast-tracked potential legislation that would allow it to be developed, which means the marine ecosystem, one of the most productive in the world, the homeland for the bears, all of this amazing natural beauty would be ruined in the pursuit of profit.
Dave Applin, a senior program officer at WWF, has been working to help protect the region from the threats of industrial development for 15 years. I sat down with him in Homer to learn as much as I could about Pebble Mine and what was going on.
Are they taking into account the wider economic impact? Do they look at the sustainable tourism industry? Do they look at all of these additional factors that keep communities together, that bring revenue, that support livelihoods? Do they take that into account?
No, we don't think they've done a comprehensive job of what they're supposed to do. The salmon feed the entire system. So it's not just the bears and the beluga whales and the eagles. It's the caribou and moose that are eating the vegetation that have been fertilized and enhanced by that salmon system. It's the birds that move through here. So the whole system depends on that annual enrichment of salmon. It's going to damage the clean water and the fisheries that people depend on. Bristol Bay is the last salmon stronghold on the planet.
Spending time with Dave opened my eyes to the catastrophic impact this mine would have on the people of Bristol Bay, but I wanted to see firsthand the impact it would also have on the environment. With the help of conservation expert Drew Hamilton, a man with more than a dozen years of experience observing and leading guided tours in the area, we planned a route to go and see these bears for ourselves.
We're in the headquarters of Beluga Air. We're about to go out and see some bears. Can you just tell me a little bit about what's happening in Pebble Mine?
The Pebble Mine fight's been going on for 20 years, and it pits two huge industries in Alaska head to head. You've got the fishery, the Bristol Bay sockeye fishery, the largest salmon fishery in the world, and you've got this huge mine project. Now, the bears that we're gonna see today, they're not always there. They follow seasonal food sources. Some might be on this side of the mountains, some might be on this side of the mountains. And if you're gonna put a 38-mile road corridor that's gonna bisect their home ranges, not only is it gonna have a negative impact on the bears, it's gonna have a negative impact on the homegrown bear viewing industry that's popped up here on the Kenai Peninsula.
An hour's flight from our base in Homer, across some of Alaska's most spectacular coastline into Katmai National Park, was an area accessible only by seaplane. It offers a tourism experience like no other, as expert guides bring you up close and personal with wild Alaskan bears. Tourism is yet another critical industry at risk from the development of Pebble Mine.
Now, the most powerful part of this tourism development is that it employs over 500 Alaskans, and 75% of that revenue stays here in Alaska, which means local people can provide them for their families, as well as provide the conservation needed to look after these amazing animals.
The environmental degradation will be massive. The fish, the bears, their ecosystem will be dramatically damaged, and and left vulnerable to the risks of catastrophic mining disasters that would destroy the wildlife, their habitats and people's livelihoods.
But there is hope. Congress in the US has the opportunity now to pause things, to take a step back, to actually do more detailed science and make a serious evaluation of whether or not this should go ahead. And just educate yourself. If you know more, you can take action. If you take action, we can have impact and we can help protect this beautiful part of the world.